The biggest turning point at my life began with a simple question. Am I living for status or to leave a legacy? I spent many years working at Genpact. It was a global corporation, and I worked with leading banks and insurance giants in Sweden and Denmark, where I was handling transactions, outsourcing operations, team management, leadership, transition management, etc. And I climbed the ladder step by step, I would say. And the result, if you would ask me, prestigious position, high salary, lectures of office, company provided Tublexilla, and a logo that sparkled on my business card. And everything I once dreamt of, I actually had achieved. But one morning, the reflection in the mirror asked me this question, and it hit me really hard. Is this really the peak of my potential? And the answer shook something deep inside me, and that was no. The status was dazzling, and my soul was so hungry for a greater purpose, but stability was comforting, but the voice within me, it just whispered, this is no longer it. And I listened to it, and it was time for change. I still remember that day, November 16, 2020. I voluntarily left behind a prestigious and stable life, and I started over at Amazon in a lower position with a lower pay and uncertain income. And Amazon's salary model was different. No comfort zone, and only reward through results. People's reactions could fill a book, I would say, because some were surprised, some were sarcastic. I still remember my father's reaction when he heard that I'm going through a change. He just smiled and said, Dear, do you really need a problem? Was peace bothering you? But to me, this wasn't just a step back. It was a leap towards myself, I would say, because I wasn't built for comfort. I was built for growth. And I wasn't born to settle, actually. I was born to make a mark. I began as a catalog manager at Amazon. Just 3 months later, I became a project manager for the Polish market. We completed a $30 million of adaptation project in just 3 months of period with 40 people at my team. It was a historic milestone for Amazon Poland, I would say. Then came the Swedish market. Within a year, I was entrusted with the projects in Netherlands, India, Germany, France, and etc. By my second year, I was overseeing operations in Brazil and Mexico. And in my third year, I was leading operations in 15 different countries. At that point, it wasn't just managing teams. Rather, I was leading managers, analysts, SMEs, and experts. What did this journey gave me, if you would ask? I would say a global mindset, like seeing the world not just as a geography, but through people. Human connection, finding shared values across different cultures, impact, of course, leading ideas into action, and most importantly, self-belief. Because now I know my potential has no limits. Leave comfort behind and listen to your soul. Sometimes stepping one level down in what brings you one level closer to your soul. And if there's a voice inside calling you, don't silence it. Because clinging to stability may feel safe, but it's dangerous because it keeps you stuck. And if you are alive, you're made to grow. A career isn't just a list of jobs, titles on your CV. At least this is not what I call. A career is a story that burns inside you. And like every story, it must be written with courage. Ask yourself, am I here for stability or to challenge myself? Today, I look in the mirror again, same questions hits me. Is this the peak of my potential? And the answer hasn't changed. Again, no. because I don't want a life that's just good enough. I want a life big enough to leave a mark.